Welcome everybody. Today is the day that we finally get together. It's been quite a winter, hasn't it? It's like 2 or 3 weeks people have been snowbound, indoors, just kind of making it through, you know, it's a survival time. So like up in Alaska, you call it Arctic survival? Well, I think we're not too far from that. We're right in it, aren't we? So welcome everybody to this golden eternity of this GreenFire hour around this electronic campfire called GreenFire. I invite you to come on in and sit a spell, and for this hour we'll take a little journey around these parts and who knows where. What we're talking about this particular session, this sharing of this journey is called Buddha Behind the Snowplow. And that's for very good reasons, because you want to thank these people out there who are out there in the elements helping make us safe for everybody, especially the little kids and the parents who are taking the kids to school, and the elders, the old folks, helping them get around to get their supplies and guess what's needed to survive. So these snowplow drivers are Buddha behind the snowplow. They're creating an earth household by which we can make it through the elements. So kudos and thank you to all the people that are driving snowplows, all the sanitation people, all the garbage truck drivers, anybody out there in the elements helping make us safe, the police people, the fire people, the people at the waterworks. We've got to thank the waterworks people for helping us keep water in the wintertime. So there's a lot of people. This Buddha behind the snowplow is just the front part of this great big what you want to call it, a winter ship, a crystal ship of many people doing their parts to serve all of us as part of their daily ministry. You know, I mean, that's their service to our community. So we don't take it lightly at all. With just a very humble and grateful gratitude for all the snowplow drivers out there who, you know, in harm's way at times, and many times in harm's way, and all the highway patrolmen and all the medical people, all the drivers of different lifts programs, bus drivers. That's a lot of people. So let's really stop and really humbly thank these people for the work they do, the waterworks people. I mean, we usually don't even think of them until we need them for something that help us survive. And each one of them helps us survive. Again, there's the garbage drivers, truck drivers, the police people, the snowplow drivers, the ambulance people, the medical people, the teachers, the bus drivers, the highway patrol. There's at least 8-10 agencies, services that are provided on a daily basis, water being especially important. So that's what we're kind of going to share today, is a little gratitude for lifting our attitude a little bit so we can even be here to share this GreenFire hour. For without the snowplow drivers, the Buddha at the wheel, we wouldn't even be able to share this moment together. So very much great gratitude for all you young dudes and not so young dudes out there, and young dudettes and women and men both, doing the doing so the doing gets done. And that's no small thing, because these are dangerous weather situations we've been in. We've been in a pattern of dangerous weather for the last month, probably 4 weeks minimum, since around the 18th of January, maybe even earlier. And here it is, the 13th of February. And, you know, we've been going through one after another, including a polar vortex, an all-time record low, 35 below up there at New Melleray Abbey. When I was up there at New Melleray Abbey, late part of January, and 56 below chill temperature. Didn't get above 0 for like 4 days. We had a high of 5 below, 3 below, 8 below was the high. It didn't climb above 0 for like 4 or 5 days till we got back above 0. So 10 degrees was a heat wave. It felt like we were going in a heat wave. It felt so warm. 20 degrees, my gosh, we have to take our sweaters off. That's kind of how and what's another part of this kind of weather phenomenon, like it was, I believe on the 31st of January, the all-time record low for a lot of people around here is about 31, 35 below, here and there. And the record chill temperature low was 56, 51, 56 below chill temperature. And within 3 days, the temperature had gone up 100 degrees. It was like 56 below chill temperature on Thursday. And by Sunday, if not Saturday, it was 45 degrees. So that's a 101 degree temperature shift in 2 to 3 days. That phenomenon is just off the charts. It's not, you can't really make sense out of that. So if you believe in global warming, if you don't believe, who cares if you believe? We're dealing with it. It's not a matter of belief anymore, it's a matter of experience. And if you've experienced these radical shifts, you know there's something not really normal about what we're going through. So I invite you, if you understand that we're going through some things that are, yeah, there's frigid weather and temperatures of a pretty solid, deep winter, you want to ask yourself, how do we go from like 12 inches of snow and 31 below real temperature, 35 below, 56 below chill temperature, and then in 2 to 3 days, all that snow melts off. You got 100 degree temperature shift upward, and nothing but, all the snow melted and nothing but fog for miles on miles and miles. It's just fog. And then the opposite. You go from the apogee to the perigee. And then from 45 degrees, then we have a 75 degree temperature drop where the chill temperature goes down to 35 below 4 days later. So you got 100 degrees of temperature going up and then 75 degrees going down 4 days later. So within those 7 days, we've had 175 degree temperature shift up and down. Have you ever experienced anything like that? I mean, that's just kind of crazy, isn't it? 175 degree temperature shift. So here we are in the middle of the GreenFire hour, and this is just hot off the press. I have just got back from New Melleray Abbey 2 weeks ago, a fortnight ago, and tomorrow's Valentine's. So we'll see if we can shape-shift into being at the New Melleray Abbey and Valentine's, if that's possible. If not, we'll make a good effort, but I think it's possible. So in the middle of all that, we're talking about Buddha behind the snowplow, the subject of this session of the Wonderkin, here in the living realm. Yes, we're celebrating here in the living realm. It's a great gift. Buddha behind the snowplow. It's midnight at midday in the intelligence of the world. Enough snow round these parts to put halos on ghosts and fence posts. And 500 jeweled lotus Buddhas are behind the wheel doing the doing till the doing gets done. And they're pulling 12-hour shifts behind the Buddha wheel, plowing the Iowa mind out of derangement into some slim form of sanity. This ain't no tempest in a teapot. This is the real deal. Behind this Buddha wheel, they're slamming gears, jamming the stick shift, jamming with diamond-cut precision, for some kind of liberation for all these daydream drivers who usually come screaming down the road. Now they're at home, school's closed, mostly screaming at the walls as the auras of February come bouncing down the halls, driving everybody stir crazy, cabin fever. Inside the Buddha plow cabin, all 500 Buddhas grab a heavy load of snow and push it straight and true out of harm's way of the highway. And they don't run astray, straight and true, pushing a heavy load to the side and down some lost, lonely Iowa ditch. Lowering their Buddha blade, they keep jamming, keep on jamming in a reggae express in the high upper Midwest. Their fealty is to their crew, and it's way after midnight in the mid-Iowa highway, so full of ground blizzards it sent the records like shattered ice, all broken, and all the record keepers have all gone fucking bonkers. And this night shift for the pure of heart and the not faint of heart keep the Buddha plow mind in loving kind. With each sweep they make a huge load they take a huge load off of some poor traveler's back and make it disappear, saying, "Hey, I'm out here, I got your back." And they slam all 12 of those gear shifts real swift, way past Ipswich, as midnight Buddha mind rolls on, with red lights and yellow lights flashing in choreographed dances of a new Buddha mind being born, out here just past the manger and barn, out past Bethlehem. And there's mayhem, and there's no mayhem in their RPMs as they steadily move these dangerous particles of praticca samutpada, minute particular nature of snowflakes, behind the Buddha snowplow, doing double Buddha duty. And it's 4 a.m, and this precision gear switching moves another heavy load out of the road, clearing a little more of this very real danger away from someone not used to being on the road in this mess. These 500 Buddhas behind the snowplow pass the shittiest test nasty weather can slam at man. They pass the shittiest test nasty weather can slam at man. They pass the bitch slap test and plow on in these Buddha wheels, jamming. And all this snow has stacked up around here so much, even the deer fear to bound. Yet these Buddha wheels, our holy modal snowbounders, are at play while on duty, dancing in the blizzard of their lives, for they are practitioners of right livelihood, right timelihood, of the right-on Buddha Midnight Express, expressing themselves with some elegance, a whole lot of nuance and nobility, for they are the midnight riders of the white realm of frozen promises with dreams to keep, stalkers of 20-foot drifts to clear away before the newborn day as they silently slip away to their humble abode for a well-earned rest. They're the best. Carry on, young Buddha wheel driver. Keep on jamming. Keep on keeping on. That's our little tribute to all the snowplow drivers out there. Buddha behind the snowplow. And in that sense, we get a sense of this play. It's kind of like a play. Imagine like a drama, more like a play, a theater, but the theater of the mind. Literally, if you look out the window, you're looking at the theater of the mind. It is such, the world is at standstill. Everything is frozen, solid, not just frozen, snow packs deep, trees are bare, and very little traffic for real reasons, for safety reasons. People are hunkering down, staying at home. So it's a real opportunity while we're experiencing these times to climb inside your inside mind, the dance of your interior castle, and to see what things have been waiting for you there. There's a really, really good film made in the 1930s called Lost Horizon. Please look that up. I think you would find it very, very enjoyable. It has a lot to do with people getting lost in a blizzard in the high Himalaya. That's Iowa, high Himalayas in Tibet. And I won't say a whole lot, but they discover this amazingly magical interior world, an interior castle inside the storehouse of snow, the Alaya Vijnana storehouse of snow of the high Himalayas. All that snow, and inside there they find another world. And we'll just keep that right there so we don't spoil it for you. But Lost Horizon, it was a book by James Hilton. It's a wonderful film with Ronald Colbert, and just some great filmmaking. One of the best films ever made was Lost Horizon. And that's what we're experiencing this entire 4-week time. So let us celebrate this. If we look at it in the right way, and it helps if we look at it in the right way. We got to look at things in the right way. Over here, over there. But we look at it in the right way, it's a real blessing. It's a blessing in disguise to be internalized and in silence and in solace, to explore the vast interior of our own cosmos. The cosmos that lives inside every one of us is a living cosmos. And this is an opportunity to climb inside and let the world take care of itself. And that's pretty much what we've been forced to do. We didn't choose to do it. We've been forced to do it. And so we're grateful. One of the things to be grateful is to make effort. And in this effort, being here is making effort. So I thank you and all of us who are here and who are not here. We think of those who are passed on. But here is February already. And here is the flame of creativity. February is the green fire of the month of the Heart Sutra, the love of Valentine's Day, the Heart Sutra. We often fear that the revolution needed is too big, that we are too small. But all that is required is that you step into the truth of your life and speak it, write it, paint it, dance it. Things to listen to, dear friend, things to listen to. That you shine your light on your truth for the world to see. And as hundreds, then thousands, then millions do this, each sparking the courage of yet more, suddenly we have a world alight with truth. We are shifting ourselves. We are shifting the world, dancing her into a new orbit. We are filling up in the space where our voices were silenced, filling in the blanks where our images have been lacking. We are weaving history into reality, reaching beyond this story into new ways of being and seeing. We are the bridge between worlds. This living revolution, and we celebrate this connectedness to life itself. And as we slowly slip toward Valentine's Day, the prayer is just air until you say it. The heart is mute until you sing it. The ceremony is dormant until you do it. This is really beautiful. It's a nice slipping toward the waxing half moon and right into Valentine's Day. The prayer is just air until you say it. The heart is mute until you sing it. The ceremony is dormant until you do it. Let's go with that slowly here. The prayer is just air until you say it. The heart is mute until you sing it. The ceremony is dormant until you do it. Ah, the mezzo goddess. So this is where the moon, the waxing half moon, is today at 1:32 a.m. And on the 4th of Monday the 4th, which is just about a couple of days ago, we had the lunar imbulk, and the new moon was in Aquarius. And we were seeking our radiant muse. So let us seek our radiant muse. Who is my true and lasting muse? Guide of my imagination, choreographer of my word, mystic whisperer? Rain, what do you have to say? Wind, what message do you bring? Songbird, I am listening. Violet and lily, is earth awakening my green? Golden maple, what must I forgive and release? Root, reach into my underground rivers. Do clouds form my secret animal? A deer, a mare, a feline, an ocelot? Sunrise, open my veiled eyes. Sunset, resolve the doubts of my day. Grandmother, whose spirit has passed into rainbows, mirror sister with whom I comb each morning, which of you sparks all I can do and be and say? I will dream you tonight. I will call you into my dreams. Ah, seeking our radiant muse. This is the tree month, February, and it's somewhat said that on Valentine's Day, that's when the birds actually begin to find their mates. And that's where the early nesting begins. When the birds begin to nest, even in early 14th of February, the birds begin to find their mates. Seeking my radiant muse. Who is my true and lasting muse? Guide of my imagination, choreographer of my word, mystic whisperer? Rain, what do you have to say? Wind, what message do you bring? Songbird, I am listening. Violet and lily, is earth awakening my green? Golden maple, what must I forgive and release? Root, reach into my underground rivers. Do clouds form my secret animal? A deer, a mare, a feline, a sonora, an ocelot? Sunrise, open my veiled eyes. Remove the scales from my eyelids. Sunset, resolve the doubts of my day. Grandmother, whose spirit has passed into rainbows, mirror sister with whom I comb each evening. Which of you sparks all I can do and be and say? I will dream you tonight. I will call you into my dreams. the lunar Imbolc, Monday, 4th of February. And that is what is the Imbolc of Candlemas was Saturday the 2nd. That means the 2nd is Imbolc, which we call it Groundhog Day. It's known as Candlemas or Imbolc. That is halfway between Christmas and Easter. Halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. That is the February 2nd. Groundhog's Day is known as Imbolc, I-M-B-O-L-C. And it's halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And that is part of the flame that we fan. And we're moving into the shortest month as this is, but it is also the longest month. For February, in many ways, is purgatory. And we go through it's a month of flames. That's the flame of Valentine's Day. Even though you have winter, snow, and ice, there's inner fire. There's the purifying ourselves. Just this month of purification, even though we're not in Lent yet. But February is a time of purification. And when you're doing your inner work, when you're forced to live inside, we're forced into our caves, our alcoves, we're forced into our places for long periods of time. And so we literally are hibernating. We are in hibernium. And our biorhythms show that as we begin to feel like a little bit stir crazy from all these winter storms, and we're a little bit stir crazy from cabin fever, which is known as cabin fever, from our auras bouncing off the walls. Yeah, our auras bouncing off the walls, because we don't have our windows open. And fresh air is always important, though we don't have our auras bouncing off the walls. So this is part of all of this, what we're going through right now. So right at this moment, it's important to put some ease and comfort and calmness into our space. And so we breathe in peace and breathe out love. And breathe in love and breathe out peace. And breathe in peace, and breathe out love. And breathe in love, and breathe out peace. And breathe in peace, and breathe out love. And this is the song that we want to sing as a song of calmness and comfort. For wherever we go, the Comforter is with us. These are the biorhythms of the winter deep sleep. And in the winter deep sleep takes many, winter deep sleep takes many forms. Sometimes it's the form of the dance of all that there is. The dance of all that there is a dance of life itself. And dancing the life itself, we'll have a heart song for a dark night. Retreat into forest deep, get your fill up of air here, so mote it be. We are here at the veils between the worlds, as they are opening deep for this time. And the spiral dance is all that there is, and as it ever was, and as it ever shall be, here at the veil becoming thinner, becoming lofted, to welcome in ancestor spirits, to welcome in ancestor spirits from the outer world, the other side, for a day of the dead, for a day of the dead. A celebration and a welcoming in, a holy day, holding this cup of this day for the golden eternity of an hour, to drink deep from this chalice well, and bid all our loved ones, dear beloved departed, wishing them well, in a via transformativa feast, to feed and sup with them this holy day while they walk and move amongst us on this holiest earth, here at the turning of the seasonal wheel at the end of the year, invoking and inviting them in to help us, the helpless, the driftless, to help us with the end of fear, to help us with the end of hate, to help us with the end of uncaring, to help us with the end of scarcity and poverty, to help us in this atonement to welcome the joy of their journey, to welcome the joy of their lives in totality, and what they gave to us and what they shape-shifted and formed, helped form our lives, and to welcome the joy of their lives in totality, in eternity, to thank them for the joy of their journey, for the joy of them, of their presence, for the joy of their gifts, of their being, truly them, the joy of their lives being truly them when they did show that joy, as they trod and walked the earth, the joy of their gifts being truly the gift of their lives, so they could remember us, so they could clothe us and feed us, so their sacrifices and ordeals could become the fabric and star stuff that wove and weave our lives into a daily whole. Holy the firm, holy the firmament they gave us to walk in our kinder years, in their tall forests arching over us, the tall trees down the streets of our shady lanes of our Midwest lives, over our heads, as they provided the shade, as we daily walked our early path into a cooler glade. Holy the firm, they were there in the kinder years. Yes, there were tears, yet also there were whispers of loving kindness to share with our many sisters and brothers, and also our fellow women and men as we grew up into adults. These were the grounding years, and also the shape-shifting years of our magical childhood. These were the grounding years, and also the shape-shifting years of our magical childhood, where fairies and gnomes and elves and leprechauns leaped out of emerald green and still dwell in the houses of the holy, and they still dwell amidst Merlin's spring green wizard spell. And the round table was our Sunday afternoon dinner of pure love and high delight, with all 12 of us merry folk, merry boys and merry girls, in an amen chorus of this sacred swirl and this sacred heart, before we all ran out into the Sunday afternoon play as magical world, splashing and dancing and playing in the autumn leaves, and spinning and spinning and spinning and whirling and whirling and whirling in this spiral dance, the dance of all that there is. Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, this dance of life, Tat Vam Asi, Om Namaha Shivaya. And our grandparent ancestors proceed from the heavens. Om Namaha Shivaya. And our grandparent ancestors proceed from the heavens in this sacred dance of the thinning of the veils, and they take their royal places seated at the head of the round table. Next come our beloved parents taking their seats. Then our beloved dear departed brothers taking their venerated seats amidst feasting and merry music. Then our beloved grandparents sing in harmonium accord. All is well, all is well, all is well. We all break bread together and enjoy the beauty and pleasure of one another's company before high tea and apple crisp is served in the harvest delight. Here at the sacred turning of the seasonal wheel, here at the sacred turning of the seasonal wheel of the chalice well of the deep, in mirth and merriment, reverence and loving kindness, they say, care for the least of these, dear friend. Care for the least of these, dear one. Care for the least of these, dear one, as they rise up slowly, and they rise up slowly from the round table, and slowly they rise up from the round table, and from the round table they slowly rise up in wonder. As the veils are wide open, we greet them, and the veils, and they move past, beyond and through the veils, and we greet them in deep, deep, deepest love, and sing Fare Thee Well as they move through the arched-druid doorway of the thinning of the veils, and the veils start closing up. And we say, so mote it be, fare thee well, Mary be, amen. So that's bringing in of the ancestors. That is around All Hallows Eve, October 31st. Sometimes it's good to jump into another time, and that's just really important. That sometimes we need to shapeshift into another time. That's kind of our little Valentines for ourselves. Sometimes it's good to have a Valentine for ourselves. So it's important to love ourselves so we can love others. Jump on, this caravan passeth all understanding. The peace train comes in many ways, sitting at a stoplight, coming into North Liberty. I look at a stream of vehicles crossing in front of me, each one large SUVs, pickups, and regular cars. Each one has a noticeable single feature, a praticya samutpada, something of a uniquely particular nature. Each one of these crossing vehicles has one and only one driver. In the car, only one passenger. That's it, just one passenger per car. And we wonder why so much concern about global warming. At the same time, this little microcosm at a stoplight in North Liberty says it all. One person, one car. Do you see the disease? We're all part of the disease. So let's and not one person, one vote, as in the Supreme Court de jure finding. The de facto finding, which is down here in the mix, down here at the street level, is one person, one 3,000-pound vehicle, a 1.5 ton gorilla on each American's back. Now you know why inside the Beltway the DC politician monkey mind exists. Americans are dumbed down to illiteracy intentionally. No need to mention this, elephant, gorilla pissing all over the room, us and the entire planet. This is what the coal boys want to give us while lashing us to the mast of their forbidden ship, tossed out upon the unknown cartography sea of lost souls in a tsunami wave of indescribable, undecipherable proportions. The whole shithouse is going up in flames. And these oil companies are excuse the pun, pouring gasoline all over it. Yet drawdown is already beginning to reverse the pace in a regenerational chain of sustainable, stable waves. Have faith in its finals week as I pass over Old Cap, the University Commons, and the Pentecrest, as it is in the second week of December. Few students are in movement at the usual 25 after the hour change of classes, where usually thousands are following the train up the hill past the Pentecrest on the east side of campus. Kind of humbling this December. Sounds of silence where dreams lay in their hibernia incubation stage. All praise to all the students. All praise to all the students at this University of Iowa and the University of Oregon and at Harvard and at Johns Hopkins and Florida State and down in Texas and Colorado and Alaska and Hawaii and California, Nevada, and all around these parts, Alabama and Georgia, and Tennessee and Missouri, and all up in Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan. Maybe this is where our cloak slips off, here in the dark, where our form disappears this time of year, beyond fear for a long period of ingestational time. Here we are essence, here where we're not asked a question, here where we don't have to respond, when we are unaware here in the dark, rather than having a body that sits, stands, lies down. Here we float, waft, liquid light as lit candles, and here we see small stars shooting through the cloud of unknowing, stars shooting out of our fingers, revealing our true being. Here we look completely different. Here we have never before seen our true self until now. Perhaps it's our physical eyes that prevent our seeing, very probably so, because they define a form to see, yet there are idolas, essence of our being, floating in the overcurrents as liquid light, in the etheric overcurrents as liquid light and delight, distilling our being as essence, our golden glow of our true ebb and flow, here in this tree of unknowing. And for the least of these is a little portion of this cessation of suffering, a true song divine in the microcosm of a little manger scene, where the babe is in the true nativity heart of each human being. As New Jerusalem walking upon this blessed water planet, this is my Valentine's to you, dear friend. And this beloved Aqua Terra Gaia, Mother Earth, with this hymn of the universe, divinized song of the true essence of our being, let us bless one another with our truth as our sacred troth. For the coming new year, breathe in deep peace, breathe out deep love, and deep peace of the moon and stars to you, dear friend. Deep peace of the moon and stars to you, dear friend. Deep peace of the moon and stars to you, dear friend. Breathe in deep peace. Breathe out deep love. Breathe in deep peace. Breathe out deep love for one and all. Joy to mirth on earth. Let the song fill the air. Aho. Let the song fill the air. and deep peace of the moon and stars to you, as this will be an early and a wonderful Valentine's, a real Valentine's present to you. For let this live in your heart. And so we return to the main driver wheel of this GreenFire hour, called Buddha Behind the Snowplow, as we shapeshift again into late January, early and mid-February, just on the cusp. This is Valentine's Eve. Buddha Behind the Snowplow. It's midnight at midday in the intelligence of the world. Enough snow around these parts to put halos on ghosts and fence posts. And 500 jeweled lotus Buddhas are behind the wheel doing the doing till the doing gets done. And they're pulling 12-hour shifts behind the Buddha wheel, plowing the Iowa mind out of derangement into some slim form of sanity. This ain't no tempest in a teapot. This ain't no tempest in a teapot. This is the real deal behind this Buddha wheel. They're slamming gears, jamming the stick shift, jamming with diamond-cut precision for some kind of liberation. For all these daydream drivers who usually come screaming down the road, now they're all at home, school's closed, and they're mostly screaming at the walls as the auras of February come bouncing down the halls, driving everybody stir crazy, cabin fever. Inside the Buddha plow cabin, all 500 Buddhas grab a heavy load of snow and push it straight and true out of harm's way of the highway, and they don't run astray. Straight and true, pushing a heavy load to the side of the road and down some lost, lonely Iowa ditch. Lowering their Buddha blade, they keep jamming, keep on jamming on in a reggae express in the high upper Midwest. Their fealty is to their crew, and it's way after midnight in the mid-Iowa highway, so full of ground blizzards it sent the records like shattered ice, all broken, and all the record keepers have all gone fucking bonkers. And this night shift for the pure of heart and the not so faint of heart keep the Buddha plow mind in loving kind with each sweep. They take a huge load off of some poor traveler's back, saying, "Hey, I'm out here. I got your back." And they slam all 12 of those gear shifts real swift, way past Ipswich, as the midnight Buddha mind rolls on with red lights and yellow lights flashing and choreographed dances of a new Buddha mind being born out here just past the manger and the barn out past Bethlehem. And there's no mayhem in their RPMs as they steadily move these dangerous particles of compacted snowflakes, praticya samutpada, minute particular nature of snowflakes, behind the Buddha snowplow, doing double Buddha duty. And it's 4 a.m, and this precision gear switching moves another heavy load out of the road, clearing a little more of this very real danger, clearing away a little more of this very real danger away from someone not used to being on the road in this mess. These 500 Buddhas behind the snowplow past the toughest and shittiest test, nasty weather nature can slam it, man. And they pass the bitch slap test too, and plow on in their Buddha wheels, jamming and jamming and jamming. And all this snow has stacked up around here so much, even the deer fear to bound and leave tracks. Yet these Buddha wheels are holy modal snowbounders, and they are at play while on duty, dancing in the blizzard of their lives, for they are practitioners of right livelihood, right timelihood, of the right-on Buddha Midnight Express mind, expressing themselves with some elegance and a whole lot of nuance and nobility. For they are midnight riders of the white realm of frozen promises, with dreams to keep, stalkers of 20-foot drifts to clear away before the newborn day, as they silently slip away to their humble abode for a well-earned rest. They're the best. Carry on, young Buddha wheel driver. Keep on jamming. Keep on keeping on. So that's a thank you for all the Buddha wheel drivers out there. And a little nuanced homage to poets that light the light of the earth. Poets light the light of the earth. This is where the seasonal wheel begins to seize its spin, and it's here the seasonal wheel will not be in spin, and it goes into a reverse spin. And at the same time, we go into a Janus-faced mind, looking into two worlds at the same time. This temporal world and the other world. The other side, the holy other, so we can see ourselves and other people as we truly are, beyond and behind the mask and the cloak. Here we come from the heart. Here we make art as thou art that thou art. I'm sitting here at the writer's workshop just after the midwinter Candlemas of Imbolc at the BP snack table on South Dubuque Street in Iowa City. And the flag is at half-mast at Old Cap. The flag has been at half-mast nearly half the entire year. A queer year for a queer president in strange days. Confusion and chaos are his strategy for control of little men's minds. And the strange lady at the Pentecrest on 100th memorial of Armistice Day glared into my eyes and asked, "Why don't you go to the VA?" Not knowing what to say, I said simply, "I don't need to." Just a comment, not a condition. And there will be signs in the sky, and they announced the U.S. military is pulling out of Syria, and the U.S. Senate invoked the War Powers Act, and all this stuff just goes on and on and on. And so we just say, enough of that. For poets light the light of the earth, and shine the light on this truth, dear friend. And follow the heart of the poet. It is our planetary heart song. Follow the heart of the poet. It is our planetary heart song, and its heartbeat is for thee. That is this planetary Valentine for thee and for you and all of your loved ones. This is our planetary Valentine for one another. Follow the heart of the poet. It is our planetary heart song. And its heartbeat is for thee, a planet drum singing the Gaia song of Mother Earth in the heartbeat of our desire. In the heartbeat of our desire, singing purity of one true note. Singing the purity of one true note. Just one thing. Set the captives free. Set all the captives free. That is the purity of one note, setting all the captives free. I, thou, you and me, we. This is the true deep peace, dear friend. The true deep peace of the moon and stars. And this is the true deep peace of Valentine's. Valentine's is a lover's time of Eros and Psyche. It is also an unconditional love time of the beginning and the beginning. This is the true reason that we have been this way for well nigh a year. It's Sekhmet time, the goddess Sekhmet. It's Sekhmet time. People have had it. They say enough is enough as the blue wave rolls right on in for the rising tide of this new year and this new Valentine's. The rising tide, a time to honor the teachers in Denver and Oakland and LA, a time to teach morals and to teach morals is way more difficult than magic, Merlin says. In the light of his emerald eye, let us invoke and invite all the Rinpoches, Tulkus, Karmapas, saints, martyrs, and lost souls of compassion in a Kuan Yin wave of planet airmen of reconciliation to a higher union, which will truly set all the captives free in their psyche, in their status rerum, in situ, wherever they are. For a truly peace-filled planet weather underground report. For a truly peace-filled planet weather underground report, let us sing from Channel 18 Underground, let it be, merry be, so mote it be, so mote it be. And so that's our little Valentine for this Valentine's Eve, is set the world on fire with your love and your love for your fellow human being. And that could be an act of loving kindness, a simple, small act. Doesn't have to be big, just some small act of loving kindness, even to a stranger. For who knows who the stranger is? For in many, many appearances, angels appear in many disguises. And so we may see the stranger and we may not realize that may be an angel in disguise. So in that sense, let us reflect upon amor y rabia, love and rage. That's unconditional love and fierce, ruthless compassion for those who do love. For when you love, you complete a circle. And when you die, the circle remains. So this is reflection. When you love, you complete a circle. And when you die, the circle remains. Isn't that a beautiful feeling? It's a circle. Wheels within wheels. And in that spirit of wheels within wheels, the flaming wheels of this GreenFire hour, may it live as a form of desire and ire that lives in your heart the whole circle round. And so we say many blessings to you and yours, and find somebody to love. That's what it's all about. Peace and blessings.